Hi, my name is Rafal. I'm CEO at Seed Labs. And I would like to encourage you to reimagine the world around you. I would like you to think how actually our homes can become connected, smart, and intelligent. A few words about Seed Labs. In Seed Labs, we truly believe that in the near future, no matter where you are, at home, at the restaurant, or at the hotel, all the products around you will be software defined, and even more, they will be connected and intelligent. At Seed Labs, we really want people to feel comfortable in this new future. We want people to feel comfortable, secure, and safe. To achieve that, we support manufacturers in delivering smart and intelligent software to almost any device, like a bulb, like a fan, like a garage door, or a kettle. Let's think a little bit about the history of communication. How actually through the years people exchange data, people through the years communicate. So, for many millennia, people were limited to the same place. They need to meet physically each other in the physical space. And that's the way they were able to exchange the information. When they invent writing and they overcome this limitation, they were able to write books, write letters, write information, and pass it to the other people in the different places and even different time. Phone and telegraph. At those days, we were able to, and still are actually, to talk and exchange information to the other peoples, the other humans, on the other part of the world in the real time. But actually, the things would accelerate the process of communication, which actually accelerate the process of exchange information, was internet. That was the place. That is a place when we can actually store the information, we can exchange information, we can communicate in the real time. But equally important was the rise of remote sensors. The sensors which actually collect data, which communicate to people, communicate to machines. And actually 40% of all data will be entirely machine-generated by 2020. So, as you see in the history of communication, we started as a human-to-human, went through the different levels from the books, writings, phones, internet, and right now, the machine can communicate to people, the machine can communicate to other machines. And these devices will be more and more. According to Gartner, there will be 26 billion smart devices in the world. So as you see on this chart, it's just started. So all IoT is just going to explode. So there will be more and more devices, machines communicating and sending the data. How the situation actually looks right now. So around us, we got few different products we call connected, like Philips Hue Light, like Nest thermostat, like Sonos, Pebble Watch, or Jawbone. And most of us have got few of them at home. But they are able to communicate to the phone. They are not able to communicate to each other. Is it important? Yeah, because whatever is a biological cell, electronic system, or communities of people, the value of the network increase when the connections and the nodes, and there is more and more connections and nodes. And look, what is the value of this network when actually the devices, the things, they are not able to communicate? Actually, the Metcalfe's law is from the 80s, and I think it works perfectly still with IoT. And the hardware is not a problem. It's smaller, becoming cheaper, and more powerful. And actually on the screen, there is our seat module with the amplifier, with the Bluetooth radio. And look how small is that. And the BOM cost is up to $2. So it's becoming cheaper and smaller. And so right now we're entering an absolutely new era of computing. At the University of Michigan, this working prototype of Michigan Micromode. So this is really, really small, powerful sensor, which is as big as a pinhead. So actually, it drives us the thinking of smart DAS, which actually the theory was described and developed like far, far ago. For example, Pisters wrote about it in 2001. How actually this might affect our life? First of all, it drives to the direction when everything will be connected. And it's going to drive us to the smart, natural environment, to connected homes, to urban infrastructures. I remember the times when I was studying in Krakow. I was studying in the chemistry department and working in the biology department. We're traveling to different national parks and take different samples of the soil, different samples of the water from the streams, and trying to find some relations between different factors. With the sensors, it's becoming much, much easier and more accurate. With the urban infrastructures, there are already projects running, putting different small sensors into the roads, into the bridges, and collecting the data from them. What about connected homes? Are actually the producers, the manufacturers ready to do so? Are they actually ready to implement these connecting modules into the product, everyday product? I mean, they're becoming more and more aware of that. A week ago, Apple announced HomeKit. So on the chart, there is many different brands. Like for example, if you look look at the lighting brands like Awesome Sylvania, for example, or Cree or Philips. So at iOS 8, they will be supporting these devices. So more and more manufacturers, more and more producers is aware of that it's really, really important for the people. These manufacturers, these producers, they are really good at the hardware they produce. They got the great distribution channels, but they don't have any knowledge about the software. So there's a lot of connectivity providers. Depends from different communication protocols. Like we got, for example, 6LoWPAN, we got Zigbee, Z-Wave, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth Smart. I mean, from my perspective, the two most important ones, which actually are those ones which we got in the phones. So it's a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So probably you heard about Electric Imp, you heard about Island Network, they provide the connectivity on the Wi-Fi. We decided to do it on Bluetooth Smart. Why Bluetooth Smart? Because this technology right now is in every smartphone. Apple supported since iPhone 4S, and Android announced it last year. And right now, since the beginning of the year, there's more and more Android devices coming to the market with embedded Bluetooth Smart. It's very extremely easy to set up. You just plug the device, open an app, you're done. It's end of setup. So my mom, my dad, they're able to use it like right away. It's low energy, so we can put it into the sensors. Actually, our control sensor, our seat control, can last on the coin battery for 5 years. So it's really, really low power consumption. The proximity is also really cool functions. So based on the signal strength, you can actually see in the app the devices nearest to you. So for example, if you want to control the devices in the kitchen, you see in the app the devices just from the kitchen. You move to the living room, you see the devices in the living room. And there's also this technology using in the phones, wearables, key fobs, iBeacons company use the Bluetooth Smart. And we bet on Bluetooth. Actually, we worked for the last 3.5 years with different communication protocols. But 12 months ago, we decided to bet on Bluetooth. I mean, it was really obvious that for the wearables, for the activity trackers, it's going to be this technology. But we decided then that we're going to use this technology for smart homes. And look at this chart according to ABI research. In 2018, it's going to be almost 200 million devices connected on Bluetooth. And look at the Wi-Fi. Look at other protocols. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. And I think this chart actually is underestimated. It's going to be much, much more. So that's actually the point when there will be the more and more devices. So we can start building the value of this network. See, there will be a lot of devices. So we can start right now thinking how actually our life can look like if we got disconnected devices. And coming back to home, I want you to think about few scenarios. For example, we see different contexts at home. Like, for example, we see the context of you are away from home. So your home should behave a certain way. Or you are sleeping at home, you are not active. Or you are active at home. So there are different contexts. Of course, there's a context of you approaching home, or there's a context of you waking up, or you falling asleep. So we actually see the home will start to serve you. It will be the moment when the home will be truly smart and truly intelligent. For example, let's imagine, let's say Susan, and she's falling asleep. Her activity tracker, Jawbone, whatever, knows that she's falling asleep, so it reports to the home, hey, Susan is falling asleep, she's going to bed. So the Nest thermostat, for example, is taking the temperature down right away. So the smart door is making sure that the door is locked. The same with the garage door, etc., etc. The lights are off, the TV is off. So the home is taking care of the situation, of this context. Let's imagine another situation. I mean, there's, the quality of this is not very good, but I will describe it. Susan let's imagine that Susan is going to the airport. She needs to be by 9. And so the alarm clock, she knows that the way to the airport lasts, like, for example, 1 hour. So the alarm clock read the data from her calendar and set the alarm clock to wake her up at 7. But suddenly, in the morning, there was a traffic jam on the way to the airport. So the data is reported to home. The home talked to the alarm clock, and they automatically set it to 6 to make sure that Susan will catch up her flight. So in the analog way, the Nest thermostat is taking the temperature. Because it's 6 o'clock, it's dark. So the lights, they are like fires up really gently, like imitating the sunrise. The Sonos can start playing favorite music. The coffee machine can start prepare coffee, so the smells wake her up. So this is really like the possibilities are endless. It's all defined in software. And this future is really, really fascinating. It's not so really, we see it's not really, really far away. It's just like around the corner. And actually, it depends on us how the future is going to look like. The real intelligence should be determined by the responsible and really wise software. And it's really important to think today how the things are going to work tomorrow, because there's a lot of possibilities. And all, as I said, they will be defined in software. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your lecture. Big applause once again.